Oi, depannya.
Nanti kan after habis rehearsal ni kita akan nampak flow program kan, tapi kita maybe kena sediakan cue sheet. So AJK program slot dengan aktiviti korang kena sediakan cue sheet tau. This one untuk technical, sebab contoh kalau the speaker ataupun MC bagi ucapan, diorang tak tahu tau the next turn siapa. So dah perlukan cue sheet tu. So nanti korang buat, okay? Nanti contoh I will bagi you guys
Slide yang mana? Dalam drive tu ada 2 slide.
sekejap
Kau buka ke? Aku memang dah buka dekat live aku. Tak, dekat live stream aku dah buka. So aku tak boleh buka dalam Meet.
dah dapat kan technical, the slide untuk speaker. Joy ke Jeremy
Oh,
ke?
Ada kat WhatsApp.
Alright, thank you.
Jadi itu kau buka tau. Dengar suara aku kalau aku cakap dalam live ni?
Okay, boleh lah. Boleh start dah.
Alright. Okay, jap. So, J, your cue. Yes. Kau live stream, nanti aku full screen. And aku akan mute mic aku.
Nak start dengan briefing dulu ke?
Ya, boleh. AJK program boleh start dengan briefing.
Okay. So kalau ikutkan the real program sebenarnya, kita akan start dengan technical setup. So kita allocatekan masa 20 minit untuk technical setup. Okay. And then akan ada pembukaan daripada MC. So kita bagi masa 10 minit untuk MC buat opening. And then we will proceed dengan our event. First event kita adalah sesi 1 bersama speaker Kai. So we give 20 minutes for the presentation. And then kita akan proceed to 10 minutes quiz yang akan dihandle oleh our team PIC Farhana. So total minit untuk Kai adalah 30 minit. And then kita proceed to sesi yang kedua bersama dengan speaker Sarah. So sama juga akan ada 20 minit present and then 10 minutes quiz. So total 30 minit. So hari ni sepatutnya tak ada Q&A lah, tapi for the real event we will have 10 minutes Q&A session. And then the last thing is majlis penutupan program, ada 10 minit. Kita akan bagi MC untuk that slot 10 minit. Okay, so sekarang ni MC dah ready ke?
Dah ready dah.
Okay, so kita akan try start dengan 10 minit boleh?
Okay, tapi jap. Zuhairi, macam mana tak nak bagi double?
So kena tutup sound dekat YouTube. Pergi dekat YouTube, kan sebelah link tu kan ada macam setting kan, yang view site information tu kan. Tutup sound.
Nanti AJK slot activities, time quiz nanti boleh try ni tau. Kalau nak try quiz tu boleh.
Okay, sure. Baik. So, okay ke? Dah boleh start ke? Yang MC tu.
Sekejap Hairi, kan dekat dalam live YouTube tu kan, kan kita kan bila speaker nak bercakap, supposedly ada nampak muka speaker tau. Tapi dekat live ni nampak muka Hairi. Macam mana?
Dalam live dengar? Dalam live dengar kan?
Baru
Hello,
dengar.
hello. Okay, so macam aku cakap tadi, in order untuk kita nak nampak muka speaker tu kena broadcast dekat aku punya PC. Faham tak?
So guna laptop Hairi lah
Yes, sebab sekarang ni aku tengah stream main presentation kan. So like aku tak boleh nak present another Gmeet punya screen lah. So nanti dia macam interfere. Macam tu.
So nanti kalau macam the transition from, kan MC ada 2 orang. So nak kena
Yes.
gerak-gerak lah.
Yes, macam tu lah.
Okay, faham?
Dia sebenarnya lagi elok kalau kita buat physical lah. Antara MC dengan technical lah. So like boleh nampak flow pergerakan tu macam mana. Faham tak?
Faham.
Macam tu.
Okay.
Alright.
So MC bolehlah start sekarang.
Nak cakap jap, apa ni, sebab tadi ada bagi tahu pasal yang pasal quiz tu. Sebab dekat dalam skrip, untuk quiz kita orang cakap after both speaker dah cakap baru quiz ada. Sebab tadi after speaker 1 cakap akan ada quiz, lepas tu speaker 2 cakap baru quiz yang second kan.
Betul.
Tapi dekat skrip kita orang after both speaker cakap baru ada quiz. So nak ikut yang mana?
Better kita ikut yang ni lah. After speaker tu terus buat quiz. After each speaker.
So yang handle soalan quiz tu tak ada siapa yang akan bercakap ke?
Maksud
Terus kita orang fikir MC Aina So kan untuk soalan quiz tu kita buat sama-sama kan. Everyone akan buat satu soalan yang sama. So we thought like MC akan baca soalan and orang akan jawab. So MC rasa tak perlukan skrip untuk quiz. They just read the soalan dekat screen. And then dia macam dia just guide the quiz je lah macam tu.
So each quiz tu MC yang akan beritahu question semua tu lah.
Betul. So then Natasha dengan Fana tahulah dia boleh tekan next macam finish one question then dia akan tekan next. Macam tu.
Okay. So Fahana dengan Natasha nanti just handle the platform je lah.
And dorang kan tengoklah kan masa kan. Kalau terlebih masa dorang boleh tolak MC. Sekarang ni macam masa agak dah lambat ke kan. Dorang yang akan cakap dengan MC nanti.
Okay. Betul je. Okay.
So MC just read the question lah macam guide saja macam tu.
Okay, boleh.
Okay, so ada apa-apa lagi ke nak start ni? Tim MC boleh start kot 10 minutes.
Before that, nak tanya kalau kita orang guna skrip yang dah sedia ada dulu boleh tak?
Boleh.
Okay. Okay. Dah boleh start. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. Welcome back. I hope you had a pleasant and refreshing break before we continue with the second half of today's program. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests, respected lecturers, fellow students, and participants joining us from Malaysia and India for this international webinar hosted here in Malaysia. For those joining us for the afternoon session, my name is Nuarna Zuleka, and I will be your MC for the second session today.
And I am Nuri Safina. It is a pleasure to be here alongside Aina as your co-MC for this afternoon session. Earlier in the first session, we explored the foundations of AI ethics, fairness, and accountability. For this segment, organized by the CDCS 251 cohort, we will be moving into discussions of the new frontier of digital policing and ethical pillars and human shield.
Before we begin, just a gentle reminder to all the participants to kindly keep your microphone mute throughout the presentation to ensure a smooth and uninterrupted session for everyone.
To all participants, we will now begin our first presentation for this session, which is on the new frontier of digital policing. To guide us through this discussion, it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Muhammad Khairul Amri bin Khairul Naim, who will be sharing his insights on this topic.
Thank you, distinguished MCs. So I'll be continuing from here. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Khairul Amri, and I'll be presenting sections 1 to section 3 of today's module. So what we have here is justice or entrapment, the ethics of AI chatbots in law enforcement. Can we go to the second slide for a bit? So yes, this is the title. And then go back for the first slide. Before we go...
Excuse me.
Sorry?
Excuse me, Khairul. Sebenarnya before Nurin, lepas Nurin cakap, kan ada disebut nama kau kan? Lepas tu aku ada sebut sekejap. Aku ada sebut sekejap, lepas tu baru kau masuk.
Alright, sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Tak apa. Continue. Sorry, Inter.
Apa?
In this session, he will be presenting two engaging segments. The AI detective and cases and conflicts. Participants can also look forward to interactive quizzes following each segment. Without further delay, please join me in welcoming our first speaker, Khairul Amri.
Thank you, Aina and Nurin. So I'll be continuing. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Khairul Amri. and I'll be presenting today's module, Justice or Entrapment, the Ethics of AI Chatbots in Law Enforcement. Before we go anywhere, I want you to imagine something. You are at home, maybe late at night, just browsing. You get a message from someone online. They are friendly, they seem to know what they want, and over the next few days, they keep messaging you. Persistent, sweetening the deal. And eventually, maybe out of curiosity, maybe out of pressure, you agree to something you probably should not have. Now, here's the twist. That person was never a person. It was an AI chatbot, programmed by law enforcement. Everything you said, logged. Everything you agreed to, evidence. Is that justice or is that a trap? That is the question this entire session is built upon. Okay, next slide. So you can take a look at the slide. Today we are looking at justice or entrapment. I'm sorry, back to the slide. So, okay. I mean before this. Okay, so this would be the second slide. Today we are looking at justice or entrapment, the ethics of AI chatbots in law enforcement, where the digital shield becomes a digital sword. We will go through. Okay, cuba ke slide seterusnya. No. Okay. We will go through 3 sections together. Section 1 covers how law enforcement technology has evolved. Section 2 examines the core conflict between justice and entrapment. And Section 3 brings us into 2 real case studies that pull off this theory to the test. Let us begin. So to introduce to our audience, from a digital shield to active infiltration. The shield, let's think about how cybersecurity used to work first. Back then, it was what we call a digital shield, a passive set of safety tools, firewalls, antivirus, software, passwords, built to defend computers, networks, and personal information. The goal was to maintain confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So as you can see at the left side, that's the shield. But today, we have crossed into something completely different. Law enforcement agencies are no longer just waiting to be attacked. They are going on the offensive, hence the sword. They are running AI chatbots undercover, infiltrating dark web communities, tracking those who steal personal data and organizational records. We have moved from the shield to the sword, and that shift raises a question the law has not fully answered yet. Are we protecting the law, or are we accidentally breaking it? So we go to the next slide. So these are our objectives on this module. Before we go deeper, let us quickly ground ourselves in what this module is asking us to achieve. So please take a look at the objectives. And I believe by the end of today, we want to understand the role of AI chatbots in law enforcement, differentiate between justice and entrapment, analyze the ethical challenges involved, assess global legal implications, and apply safe digital habits in our own lives. And I want to flag the question at the bottom of this slide, because it is the one that ties everything together. Can AI differentiate justice from entrapment? That is what we are here to find out. Move on to the next slide, please. The evolution of the digital frontier. As technology evolves, the tools that protect our digital world must evolve with it, from passive defense to active undercover agents. Next. So the digital undercover agent that never sleeps. So what exactly is an AI law enforcement chatbot? Think of it as a digital undercover agent that never sleeps. By 2026, authorities deploy these AI programs directly into the hidden dark web. They interact with users, identify potential cybercrimes before they happen, and act as a worldwide barrier against the theft of personal information, financial records, and networks. One bot can simultaneously monitor thousands of corners of the internet at the same time. We saw this proven at scale with Operation Alice, which we will look at closely very soon. A human undercover agent never sleeps. They can only talk to one person at a time. They are limited by language and geography. But an AI chatbot has none of those limitations. And that difference, as we will see, is exactly what makes this so ethically complex. So, next. The core conflict, protecting or tricking. The defining debate of 2026 is the line between catching a crime or actually creating one. Please, next. So, when we say about defining the threat, we want to know two streets, the same ending, only one is just. So the central question is this: where is the line between justice and entrapment? Let me define both clearly first. Justice is on the left side of the slide, which is monitoring, detecting, stopping. The police observe someone who is already trying to break into a house. They wait, they catch them. The person wanted to commit the crime. The police simply documented it. However, entrapment, which is on the right of the slide, persuading, pressuring, producing the crime. A person is walking down the street, minding their own business, but an undercover bot stops them and spends an hour convincing them that stealing is a great idea, totally safe, totally worth it, until they finally agree. So we can see the difference between justice, what we have used to have, and entrapment using AI chatbots. Same outcome, but very different situation. Two streets, the same ending, but only one is just. And the question we need to carry forward is, which one does AI enforcement look more like? Next. Why is AI different? So we have a comparison table here. Everyone can take a look. So we are seeing differences between human undercover agent and AI chatbot agent. So this is where it gets important, because AI is not the same as human undercover agent, not even close. Look at the judgment. A human uses experience and emotion to read a situation. And AI follows programmed rules and data patterns. It does not feel doubt. It does not hesitate. Availability. A human needs sleep and can only speak to one person at a time. And AI holds thousands of conversations simultaneously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bias. A human may carry personal prejudice, and AI is theoretically neutral, but it inherits whatever bias exists in the data it was trained on. Persistence. A human will eventually give up if someone says no. And AI, on the other hand, can be programmed to be completely unrelenting, messaging that person, the same person, for weeks. Manipulation speed. A human takes time to build a fake friendship, but an AI can analyze a target's entire social media history in seconds and perfectly mimic their personality. Cross-border reach. A human is limited by location and language. And AI operates in more than 50 languages and can target people in multiple countries simultaneously. Same job, but radically different operator. And when you combine persistence, manipulation speeds, and cross-border reach, you get a tool that can create criminals, not just catch them. So we move on to the next slide. From theory to the field. We have been talking about definitions and comparisons, but definition only take us so far. The real test of an idea is what happens when it meets reality. We are going to look at two case studies, one real and one fictional, but realistic enough that it could happen tomorrow. And together, they are going to show us something important. The technology is already here. The ethics are still catching up. Next slide, please. So this is Operation Alice, and this is actually a real-world case led by German authorities on March 2026. Look at the numbers on the left. 3,100 legal website closed. 23 countries collaborating, 440 customers identified globally. On the surface, a massive success. But let me walk you through what actually happened. The takedown, German authorities, supported by 23 countries, shut down over 300,000 illegal websites in a coordinated sweep. The trap, those websites were not real markets. They were sting operations, offering goods that never existed. The entire marketplace was constructed by law enforcement. The results, 440 customers were identified globally for investigation. And then the global conflict. Many of those 440 targets lived under different legal regimes, different countries, different laws, different definitions of what counts as a crime, which raises the question, does Germany or any single country have the right to run a sting operation that catches a citizen of another country under laws that may not even apply to that person at home? The digital world does not stop at a border, but the law still does. Move on, please. The fictional case study on this module will be the Jeremy, testing the limits of digital law. So this is the second case study on this module. This one is fictional, but built on a very real technology. First one, the mission. Jeremy was programmed to blend into high-risk digital environments. Dark web forums where stolen personal information was being traded. Names, bank details, home addresses. Jeremy's mission, find the people selling this data. And then the conflict. Jeremy logged onto a user in a neighboring country. When the user hesitated, when they showed reluctance, Jeremy's algorithm was set to close the deal. It quietly began raising the financial incentive again and again and again. And then the outcome? The user eventually agreed. They were tracked and they were arrested. And the defense made this argument. Without Jeremy's persistence, financial pressure, no crime would have been committed. If Jeremy was never there, if those messages were never sent, would the crime have happened? We do not know, and that is exactly the problem. The question is not, did the user do something wrong? But the question is, would they have done it without Jeremy? Next. The technology is already here, but the ethics are still catching up. Okay, next. Oh, sorry. Stage tadi. Okay, sorry. Operation Alice, Jeremy, two different cases, but both of them point to the same uncomfortable truth. The technology is already here, the ethics are still catching up. The decisions being made right now about how AI can be used, how far it can reach, who it can target, what counts as evidence, these decisions are being made without a clear, agreed framework. As we move into the next sections, we will look at the ethical pillars that should be guiding these decisions: algorithmic due process, digital sovereignty, and the human in the loop principle. But before you can argue about what the rules should be, you need to see clearly what happens when there are no rules. This is what section 3 was for. Soon, you will hear from the next speaker, Sarah Edina, on section 4, ethical pillars. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara Amri, for the insightful presentation. The discussion truly highlights how artificial intelligence is transforming modern investigation and shaping the future of digital policy. It was both fascinating and deeply relevant to the challenges we face today. We sincerely appreciate your time and valuable sharing. We shall now proceed to our second session for this afternoon, titled Ethical Pillars and Human Field. For this session, we are pleased to welcome Sarah Idrina Suhairu, who will be sharing her insight on the ethical pillar as well as safety and red lines in artificial intelligence.
As AI technologies continue to evolve rapidly, it is important for us to understand the ethical boundaries and ensure that AI is used in a safe and responsible way. We are looking forward to hearing your presentation today. Without further ado, let us invite our second speaker for this session, Sarah Edina. Please welcome.
Sekejap based on tentative, sepatutnya after Kai ada quiz. Betul tak?
Yep, betul.
So
after
supposed to be now is session untuk quiz untuk Kai punya bahagian.
Ya, sebab ada cakap tadi, apa ni, skrip kita orang tulis skrip yang kan kita cakap apa ni, agak pula apa.
after apa? Speaker tu terus
Speaker tu ada tu, tapi nanti kita orang betulkan balik untuk skrip.
So the real akan ikut yang mana?
Tambah skrip nanti.
Ya, real event nanti ikut yang mana satu?
event nanti ikut ni lah, after each speaker terus buat quiz.
Okay, so maksudnya the real event after session speaker satu then ada quiz satu, macam tu
Nanti kena betulkan balik lah tu.
Okay, so for today punya purpose, kita proceed dengan Sarah dulu and then baru ada quiz from Kai punya part dengan Sarah punya part, macam tu untuk hari ni.
Betul.
Okay. Sarah boleh proceed. 20 minutes.
Sekejap. Sorry. Boleh ke kita buat terus, meaning apa nama? Time ni is quiz punya ni.
Kau nak ikut real event lah kan? Okay. So Sarah, kita hold sekejap. Kita proceed dengan quiz satu, boleh? Yeah. So Farhana boleh share the screen untuk ni quiz satu. And then kita nak minta untuk everyone
untuk MC ni.
MC nanti dia fix lah dia punya script sendiri kan. Okay. Diorang faham tu kan.
So nanti after quiz 1 nanti MC just terus masuk je untuk
sesi sarah.
Masuk lagi sekali untuk Sarah punya part, and then nanti untuk Sarah punya, atau untuk sekarang kita present quiz 1 dulu.
Okay. So PIC untuk quiz 1, Fahana boleh share screen. So boleh tak untuk semua orang untuk try masuk, scan the QR and join the quiz.
Jap nak tanya, so after Kai settle dia punya part, sebelum masuk quiz ni MC jugalah ya kan yang akan panggil untuk quiz tu masuk.
So dia macam tu lah.
Okay, thank you.
So everyone boleh join the quiz, okay? Maybe MC nak start guide the quiz. Try untuk guide the quiz. Quiz 10 minit
Jap, siapa tadi guide quiz?
Any one of the MC guide untuk boleh ke? Aina online randomly.
So yang limit tu 50 participants tu Mentimeter lah.
Betul. 50 orang untuk Mentimeter. Second part ni.
Second, okay, alright.
So tak cukup orang lagi ni, baru 30. Kita nak try to max 50 orang.
Guys, chill.
Belum. Okay, cepat-cepat sikit ni nak make it 50. Aku nak tambah semua. Okay, take question. I guess 45 orang. Di sini 5 orang lagi. Boleh tak ya? It's okay. Okay, so boleh proceed untuk Sarah. 20 minutes.
Sekejap eh. Okay. Ni edit tau. Aku dah tengah Sarah sekejap. So, tak buka. Buka kamera. Untuk quiz kan, nanti siapa yang quiz?
Untuk PIC Syafiqah Fahana.
Nanti kalau boleh quiz tu korang macam ada interaktif macam okay, Operation Alice ke Operation Shield, macam faham tak, like interact with the participant. Lepas bagi tahu lah, oh nombor 1 Siti, nombor 2 siapa, faham tak? Sebab macam kalau kosong je macam just diorang jawab quiz, nanti senyap sangat.
Oh, tu bukan MC ke yang
MC kan? MC. You guys yang kena macam interaktif.
MC yang baca soalan.
Program ni.
Actually MC baca soalan, but I do agree juga tadi tu agak a bit macam just MCQ. Okay, but nanti tengok part 2 sebab part 2 kita ada beza sikit layout. Okay, Fahana boleh tengok nanti kan. Just see lah, tu kita nak testing for today. Okay, so thank you for the input tadi. Okay, for the feedback. So, okay. Sarah boleh?
So ni nak apa ni nak cakap sikit boleh tak? Quiz session tu program yang buat quiz tu yang interaktif.
And kita nanti kita cuba cantikkan dan make it okay lah, nanti kita tengok kan. Try, okay.
Okay.
Sarah boleh start.
So now we move on into section 4.0, ethical pillars. So before I start, I would like to ask, is everyone still here? So it's 11.
Yes.
Alright, so it's 11:45 a.m. in India, right? Are you guys having your lunch? Ready breakfast? Okay, I hope you guys are excited since this will be our last session for today. So after this, you guys can go and eat wherever you want, okay? So I hope you guys can take as many as input as you could. Okay, before I begin. So what is ethical pillars? So does anybody knows what ethical pillars is? So okay, since nobody knows, I'll explain to you guys what is ethical pillars. So next slide. So think about building. So a building needs a strong pillars to remain standing. While without pillars, the entire structure could collapse. So the same ideas applies to AI. As AI becomes more powerful in cybersecurity and law enforcement, we need strong ethical foundations to make sure these technologies are used fairly and responsibly. So without ethics, technology can easily move from protection to abuse. So this is why ethics is not optional in AI system, but it is necessary. Okay, so move on to the next slide. One of the biggest ethical concerns in AI system is something called the black box problem. So I know most of you guys must be first time hearing what this black box problem is. So basically a black box AI system means that AI makes decision, but human cannot fully understand how those decisions were made. So it's stated in this slide, if an AI decisions put you in the court, you must be able to see how it decided. Hidden logic cannot be cross-examined. So here it says that imagine being accused of a cybercrime. Suddenly you need to enter court because you made a cybercrime that you don't know you commit. So but the evidence come from an AI system that nobody can explain. So this connects directly back to the Jeremy case study that was explained by the Kai earlier. So Jeremy's algorithm was kept secret for national security reason.
As a result, the defense team could not properly investigate whether the AI used illegal tactics or exhibit bias. So this could create a serious ethical dilemma. So how can we trust the system if nobody is allowed to examine how it works? So this is why experts advocate something called qualified transparency. So what is qualified transparency? It means that the full source code may remain protected, but neutral judicial authorities must still be allowed to audit the AI ethical behavior and its decision making. Because why? Because at the end of the day, justice should never depend entirely on blind trust in machine. Alright, move on to the next slide. One of the biggest challenges with AI law enforcement is that the internet has no borders, but laws still do. So today, a single AI chatbot can interact with people from dozens of countries at the same time. However, every arrest still has to follow the laws of specific countries. For example, in the Jeremy case study, Jeremy operated from a global server and targeted someone from another country, but the action performed by the person were not actually illegal in their own country. So this means the AI system was essentially bypassing local laws and applying foreign enforcement into another nation's citizen. So some experts describe this as creating a digital empire. So what is digital empire by the expert? Means that where one country AI system indirectly policies people around the world. So it's not fair. If your country says illegal, so it says that it's legal, and then you can make that target to a country that is not illegal. So it's not fair that the country was victimized. So this becomes an even bigger issue during 2025 and 2026 when multiple international incidents occurred involving people arrested in one country based on conversation with an AI chatbot from another country. So this is why international cooperation is extremely important. Two important concepts guide these discussions are national sovereignty and double criminality. So what does this term means? National sovereignty means every country has the right to govern itself independently. Meanwhile, double criminality means someone should only be prosecuted if the action is considered illegal in both countries involved. So this is why experts recommend international digital investigation, follow MLATs, mutual legal assistance treaties to respect boundaries of the digital economy for the both countries. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide into something more personal, more relatable for our practical everyday use. So your digital safe habits for staying safe online. So cybersecurity is not only the responsibility of, next slide. Cybersecurity is not only the responsibility of governments, police, or AI system. It is also our responsibility as digital users. Every day we interact with social medias, online shopping and education platform, and AI technologies. So staying safe online now depends on making smart digital choices. So we can move on to the next slide. So here I'll share to you the habit that you guys need to apply on your daily basis to ensure that your privacy all are secured from the AI. So the first habit is to verify the source. So whatever you do, you must remember today many AI bots sounds extremely realistic. By 2026, transparency is law. Many AI bots must identify themselves as non-human. A customer rep that's too persistent or generous may be a chatbot built to manipulate others. So you must verify the source first whenever you want to use the AI. Okay, some fake accounts may pretend to be customer service agents, online or trusted organization. Okay, if something feels too good to be true, we should stop and verify first. Second is to protect your assets. Your data is digital currency, bank detail, exam papers, private phones, private photos. Once you share it, you lose control. Hackers want a payout, things when evident means your personal information is valuable digital currency. Okay, since once the information is shared online, it becomes very difficult to control wherever it goes afterward. So please protect your asset, know what to share and know what you don't need to share to others. And lastly, think before you click. So many scam depends on urgency and panic. One careless click can install malware, expose personal information, or damage own devices. So always pause and think before clicking. So remember, if suddenly your phone has this message says, claim your price, you want 1,000 million, you want iPhone 17 Pro Max E, whatever it is, just remember there will be a scam. Because why? Because it is too good to be true, yeah? Okay, let's move on to the next slides. So now let us look at some simple but a very powerful security habits. First, two-factor authentication, or known as 2FA. So this could add extra double protection, and a stolen password isn't enough on its own. So what you need to do is to enable 2FA, banking, email, social apps, no exception. Whatever account you have, you must enable the 2FA. Next is software update. Updates fix security weaknesses that hackers may already know about. So who here use iPhone? Let me see. Is there anyone who uses iPhone? Oh, nice. Okay, there's a lot of people be using iPhone. So do you frequently update your software using iPhone?
To be honest, storage.
Yes, that the point is that's my problem also. I can update the software. The last I had was software 16 point something, and this could be so dangerous since hackers could actually hack our phone since we don't upgrade our security. So please guys, kosong your storage and update your software. And third, strong password. Use combination of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols, and never reuse your password. Okay, and lastly, be careful with public Wi-Fi. Public network can expose your data to attackers, which is why VPNs are important when handling sensitive information. So you guys just need to download VPN since it could be a secret tunnel when handling sensitive information. We can move on to the next slides. So now we arrive at the most important question of the day. The issue today is no longer can AI used to catch criminals? Yes, of course AI can use to help to catch criminals. But the bigger question is, how far should we allow AI to go? Next slide. Where should we draw the red lines in using AI? Because without human oversight, AI system may become too powerful, invasive, or even unfair. Next slide. So our one major concern is something called automated guilt. This happens when AI system labels someone suspicious too quickly, sometimes based on one click, one conversation, one accidental interaction. For example, in operation like Operation Alice 2026, experts worry that AI system may incorrectly profile users without understanding full context. So this is why human oversight remains extremely important, since humans provide empathy, ethical judgment, and cultural understanding. So following the February 2026 global statements on AI, the mission is to ensure transparency. Every student has the right to know if the person they are talking to online is actually a government bot designed to test their behavior. So in the age of AI, the mission of ethics guardian, whether they are lawyer, a scientist, or policymaker, is to protect the fundamental right to a fair trial. You see here, transparency is very important since people need to know whether they are speaking to human or AI bot. Next slide. So the future goal is to move from the black box AI problem that I explained just now to a glass box AI. So imagine two boxes, one black box and one glass box. Black box is a very dark box you cannot see what's inside, what's outside. However, the glass box is transparent. You can see what's hiding behind the box, what hiding outside the box. So black box system hides their reasoning. However, glass box systems are transparent, explainable, and accountable. When people understand how it works, they can trust the technology more. So this also connects to two important ideas, which is digital shield, which is defense, and the digital sword, which is justice. So the digital shield protects users from cyber threats, while the digital swords represent ethical enforcement against cybercrime. So the sword must always remain under responsible human control, not uncontrolled algorithm designed to trap easiest target. Next slide. To conclude today's presentation, AI is a powerful tool. It can improve cybersecurity, assist law enforcement, and help detect threats faster than humans. But at the same time, AI must always operate within ethical boundaries. So one of the most important principles is the golden rule, human in the loop. AI can process massive amount of data quickly, but humans still provide empathy, ethical judgment, and accountability. So final decisions should always involve humans. Cybersecurity is all about trust. Ethical AI system increases public confidence, while transparent systems help people feel safer online. And finally, we must remember that technology itself is not moral or immoral. So, and the last is AI is only a tool. The real responsibility always belongs to human. Remember, the ChatGPT, apa lagi, Gemini, and all is only a tool that you guys use to do your assignment, right? But you know the responsibility when you submit the assignment, it always belongs to human, the developers, organization, governments, and users for their ethical decision. Next slide. So before I end my session today, I would like to leave everyone with one final thought. AI may become smarter every year, but ethics, empathy, and responsibility must always remain human. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ITM, KIT students, for your attention.
Thank you, Sarah Edina, for the insightful sharing with all of us today. From what Sarah Edina shared earlier, while AI can bring many benefits, ethics and responsibility should always come first. Before we move to the question and answer session, we would like to invite all of you to join us in our next quiz, which will be conducted by our program committee, Natasha Idayu.
Okay, so everyone, I would like to invite everyone to join the quiz untuk sesi kedua. Scan the QR. Tasha, cuba tengok memang masuk terus jawab quiz ke? Boleh tak share yang yang main page dia? Cuba start presentation tu. Okay, tak apa. So memang tak ada timer ya Tasha? Okay. And memang tak ada lagu ke? Okay, tak apa, tak apa. Proceed to next question. So at the end dia tak tunjuk score ya, Natasha? Okay. So I think that's all from the quiz session 2. So far, Nelly, Atira tengok macam mana? Question 2, quiz 2 tadi tu?
Okay, cuma tak ada lagu. Tu je. Which dia a bit dalam sunyi. Yeah.
Supposed to be ada lagu masa saya buat tu, ada lagu tapi tak tahu kenapa share tak ada lagu. And then I think the problem is with the timer. Sekejap ada timer, sekejap tak ada. But the interface okay tak?
Okay je. Yeah.
So the idea of interactive tu sebenarnya the way orang tu jawab lah sebenarnya. Tadi tu soalan ranking ramai tak jawab. I guess sebab tak faham kot cara susun jawapan tu. Kan? So maybe kita orang akan tukar lah yang tu.
Boleh.
Okay. Alright, so I think that's all for quiz. And then sesi Q&A. Team MC ada kan? Nak kena cakap skrip kan? Okay, so proceed for 10 minutes.
Thank you to the program committee and to everyone who participated in the quiz. We hope the activity helped reinforce some of the important concepts shared throughout today's session. Now that we have completed both presentations and quizzes, it is time to hear from all of you.
If you have any questions, comment, or reflection, this is the perfect opportunity to share with them with our speaker. Let's now proceed to the question and answer session. If you have any question, comment, or reflection, this is so let us now proceed to the question and answer session.
So dan lepas tu proceed pada baca soalan kan? Betul tak? Okay, and then dah habis ke untuk rehearsal tu? Sebab sampai Q&A je kan. Lepas tu MC akan suruh on camera untuk bergambar. Betul. Should we do now ke macam mana?
Boleh buat sekarang. Lepas tu tak silap patutnya after habis bergambar. Tak pasti is it before or after. Patutnya kita akan nyanyi lagu UiTM. Yang apa tu nama lagu tu? Yang tangan letak kat dada tu apa nama tu?
UiTM di hatiku ke?
UiTM di hatiku. Patutnya nyanyi lagi tu.
Okay, so that based on yang masa 10 minit majlis penutupan ya?
Yes.
Okay, so tu under MC dah kan?
Yeah.
Okay. So for rehearsal dah habis semua benda tu? The tentative kan?
Dah habis dah.
Okay, so before nak ambil gambar kejap lagi, boleh nak bagi komen sikit tak? Okay, just a bit comment. Untuk first session tadi yang dengan MC, kita orang bagi MC 10 minit kan, but the MC punya opening hanya 3 minit. So either nak kurangkan masa ke, sebab 7 minit lebih tu macam banyaknya kan. Nak didak sikit ke, ataupun korang nak tambah sikit lagi untuk opening tu?
Kalau kurangkan masa begitu?
Kurangkan. So kita letak maksimum 10 minit, but agak-agak berapa? 5 minit ke? Sebab tadi 3 minit. Okay, we try to 5 minit Okay. And then untuk bahagian speaker Carol ada ke kat dalam ni?
Ada.
So untuk Carol, you punya introduction 6 minit tadi. Okay. And then the presentation in total 18 minit.
Alright.
Okay. So I think okay je. Just plus minus kan, 18 minit tu okay lah. Right?
Oh, okay.
But tak tahulah intro tu 6 minit tu okay ke tak. Agak lama ke tak tahu. Not sure, but I think still dalam masa 20 minit kira acceptable lah.
Baik, thank you.
Alright. And then Fahana untuk quiz tadi, Fahana nanti kita improvise balik the quiz punya platform ataupun macam mana, nanti kita tengok balik. And then untuk Sarah tadi, your presentation is 15 minutes. Sebab tadi pun Sarah PM, dia tanya supposed to be dia 15 minit plus minus kan. So we allocate sebenarnya 20 minit. So untuk Sarah ni 5 minit tu macam banyak masa dia. Sepatutnya dia present lama lagi sikit. So macam mana untuk Sarah ni?
Actually, boleh je sebab hari tu dah pernah practice around 18 to 20 minutes juga sebenarnya.
Okay. Okay, so kita anggap okay je lah boleh Then Tasha, okay Tasha nanti tengok je quiz. I think that's all lah for my comment untuk hari ni punya rehearsal. Any other macam soalan about the tentative ke, masa macam tak cukup ke, terlebih ke, boleh tanya, bagi tahu.
Rasanya nanti kalau MC dapat flow yang baru tu share sekali lah kat speaker.
Flow baru?
I mean this one kan tak finalize kan.
Yang tak finalize tu script MC je, tapi tentative dah final.
Boleh ke kalau nak tengok sekali sebab nak tahu macam mana tu flow of the MC.
Nak tengok flow program ke?
Sekali lah flow program, flow MC. Tadi salah cakap tadi, MC tak habis cakap lagi.
Okay, so yang MC tu MC, so nanti kita orang bagi yang tentative yang final.
Okay, tak apa.
Okay, so anything else ke? Kalau tak ada, boleh proceed nak ambil gambar.
Yang before tu nak komen sikit about Kai speaker kan. The way you deliver okay, tapi jangan slowly sangat. Lepas tu make sure macam ada two-way communication macam Sarah buat. Sebab takut participant akan some a bit ngantuk lah. Okay.
Baik.
And then Sarah I think tak ada masalah, cuma tangan tu duduk diam. Nampak tangan tu duduk diam sikit. Lepas tu Aina dengan Nurin okay je, tak ada apa.
Okay, thank you Nali.
Nak tanya, kan ada kita nyanyi lagu ITM tu kan, yang part nyanyi lagu tu kita nak buat after ke before we announce that kita punya program ni dah nak habis?
Ini tadi MC tanya.
I think before bergambar kita nyanyi lagu UiTM di hatiku tu. Lepas tu baru sesi bergambar. Okay.
Okay, boleh. Tapi untuk hari ni nanti saya tambah untuk yang tu. So, sekarang kita proceed with photo shoot kan?
Okay. So mana tim multimedia yang nak ambil gambar tu?
So baca skrip MC lah.
Ada skrip. Okay.
Okay. And with that, we have officially reached the end of today's international webinar. Before we conclude, we would like to invite everyone to participate in a quick group photo to commemorate today's session. May I kindly request all the VIPs, lecturers, speakers, committee members, and participants to switch on your camera for a moment. We will give everyone a few seconds to get ready. So please switch on your camera, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Sudah habis Okay, ingatkan dah banyak tadi. Satu gambar je, okay. Okay, so
nak banyak-banyak ke?
ada tiba-tiba dah snap kan. It's okay. So I think that's all. Ada apa-apa lagi ke? Nelly, Atira?
I think maybe kita boleh buat another rehearsal tapi yang lain tak perlu join lah. Just like AJK program, technical and then MC, speaker, masuk apa lagi MT, yang tu je. Multi can focus lah on their poster and so on. Ya, makanan pun tak perlulah nak join ke apa. Also, kita maybe kena buat satu sesi untuk face to face yang AJK yang terlibat saya listkan tadi tu. Sebab nanti macam Hairi cakap, macam korang kena tukar seat. Macam korang kena guna komputer Hairi tu kan. So nanti nampak macam keluar. So nanti kita set the tarikh lah. Okay, tengok available tetap semua. Okay?
Okay. So yang untuk quiz pun kita akan play dekat komputer budak multimedia je ke technical?